Hi, my name is Matt Hemis. I live in Hamilton, Michigan, and this is the story of my Alaskan moose hunt that I got in Igigik, Alaska, a few years ago. So we flew out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and made our way via Minneapolis and Seattle all the way to Anchorage. So my aunt and uncle are from Nikiski, Alaska, and are commercial fishermen in Igigik, Alaska. So for years I had been talking with them about coming up and doing a moose hunt, and they had always said, just come on up whenever you want. So we finally decided to do it and flew up, and we got to their place on a Saturday in September. And that following morning after church, my uncle was like, we got to leave because the weather's going to change, so we got to fly out. And he has his own plane, as a pilot, and so we flew from their house in Nikiski down to their fishing village in Igigik, where they commercial fish out of in the summer. And we jumped on his john boat, and he's got a 14-foot john boat with a jet outboard that we would take up the river. We can get into some shallow water with that. And so we left, took the boat up the King Salmon River, and basically it's quite a few miles. We went all the way from Igigik up to the Basharoff Lake area. There's a national park up there. And since we had left early, we had a full 2 days to be able to scout and stop along the river on some of the bluffs and scout our way up the river, because we had the extra time, and extra time to set up camp and do some things like that. Saw plenty of bears. So we kept going up the King Salmon River in my uncle's boat. We were seeing plenty of wolves and bears along the way, which we had wolf tags, but we weren't really gonna shoot any wolves until we had a moose. But so we got up the river, set up camp, and since we were out early, had plenty of time to go up river, and we'd go as far up the river as we thought we should, and then drift our way back down, scouting the whole way and stopping along the way to get on some elevation so that we could, see further. Opening day, we didn't see anything. We went all the way up the river until we got to the national park, floated all the way back down to our camp, and hadn't seen anything. So at our camp at night after dinner, we still had some light, and we climbed the hill by the camp, which is why we camped there, and we're just glassing as much as we could. And my uncle said to my cousin and I, he's like, hey guys, come here, I think I see something. And so we're trying to figure out where he's looking, and he's like, it's probably about 2 miles out, but I think I see a paddle of a moose. And my cousin is like, Dad, I don't think you're seeing what you're seeing. And he was pretty adamant. He's like, tomorrow morning, we're gonna head up there, and we're gonna see if we can find that bull. He goes, I'm almost positive that that's a bull moose. So the next night, it was a long night, hoping, because we hadn't seen one moose the whole time. We'd been out there for 3 days, hadn't seen a bull, hadn't seen a cow, hadn't seen anything but bears. So the next morning we got up, took the boat up the river, found a good spot to sit and glass, and we hadn't been sitting there for probably 15 minutes, and this moose just appears out of the brush, and he just starts walking right at us. I used my rangefinder and I ranged it, and he was so far away that the rangefinder wouldn't get it. So he started out way back there, and we didn't call or anything. He just started walking straight towards us. And so we sat there for probably what seemed like forever. It was probably 20 minutes just watching this gigantic moose keep coming towards us. Where we hunted, your moose has to be 50 inches wide or have 3 brow tines on one side. So we were spending all of our time as he got closer trying to figure out if he was a legal bull. And once he finally got to about 150, 200 yards, my uncle was like, yep, this is a bull that we can shoot. As soon as he gets broadside, you know, and you've got a good clean shot, go ahead and take it, but don't let him get to any of the water. So he was walking straight at us, and sure enough, at about 130 yards, he turns broadside and stopped for a split second, and I shot the first shot, and as soon as I hit him, he jumps and he runs right into the water where we don't want him to go, and then looped right back around and came out again broadside on the opposite side, shot him again, and after about a minute of waiting and talking if we should shoot him again up for a third time, he went down right there on the spot.
There it goes. Oh, nice.
Oh, great. Now the work starts.
Yeah.
Weapon of choice was a 300 Win Mag. It was a Mossberg. On top of that, I had a 3x9 loop-holed scope, and we were shooting 180 grain Winchester ammo. The funny thing is my aunt, who was back at home when we got back, she was telling us that I was praying that God would give you a full Alaskan experience and you would be able to see everything. And so the only moose that we saw was a 60-inch wide, beautiful bull moose. And the date of the kill was on September 11th. So it took us 4 days to find it, but we finally got him on September 11th. So then after that, you know, we hustled over there because once that thing goes down, you've got a lot of work to do. And so we didn't have a long pack job, but we still had to pack it about 500 yards back to the boat to get it all the meat to the boat. So that was a lot of work. Got it back to the boat. Yeah, from there it was just, you know, the excitement and, you know, you're sore. I thought it was in good enough shape. Next time I go up to Alaska, I'm in a lot better shape for packing, but it was so much fun. We had a great time.